This is a short video describing how to access data in a list in Python. In the Introduction to Lists video, we discussed how to create an empty list and how to fill in that list. And that's wonderful. But then how do we get information and change information in that list? Well, there are specific constructs in Python to do that. First, I can say my list, open square bracket, and a number. I can say my list of 0, and I can print my list of 0. And what happens when I print my list of 0 is, actually, let's just run the whole thing. We're going to run current, and what we see is we see the word hello 0. And here is the first element in the list that we can see is hello 0. So what I have done is I have accessed the element at the 0 place. So if I want to, and this is, I'm going to change this to 5 so that the screen doesn't get too long. I can see what's in the list by doing a for loop. Counter in range 0 to n, colon, and now I'm just going to print. I'm just going to print, and I'm going to say my list of %d is %s. And then I'm going to say my list, and I'm going to say, I'm going to say counter, and I'm going to say my list. So all this is going to do is it's going to take counter, excuse me, that's my dog, and put it in %d, and my list, the value that's contained in the my list variable, of counter, and it's going to put it where the %s is. So I am going to see what each element is in my list. So now if I run it, what I'm going to get is a mistake. I did something wrong at line 15. So let's see what I did wrong at line 15. Okay, that's what I did wrong at line 15. I don't have enough parentheses. I always have to match parentheses, and I didn't match them. So now let's run it again. And what we see is we have my list at element 0 contains hello 0. My list at element 1 contains hello 1. All the way down to my list at element 4 contains hello 4. Now you'll notice that we set n to 5. Right here in line 3, we set the variable n to 5. But you don't see 5 anywhere in this list. Okay? And that is because what we want, that 5 tells us the length of the list. The length of the list is 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. But the last accessor number for the list is 4. Well, that's because we begin at 0. Lists in Python always start at 0 and then end at length minus 1. So that's just something to remember. It's a point of confusion sometimes for students, but that's an important thing to remember. Lists always start, a list accessor always starts at 0. So that's a quick introduction on how to access information in a list.